right. Hello, and we are live. And apparently Twitch is not keeping up. There's Twitch. Delayed as usual. Fix my lighting. Oh, yeah, you might want some actual light, since normally you're not here. I did actually, you just didn't notice.
Oh, that's...
Yeah.
Can you turn the other one on?
Huh? It is off. Sure. This is really awkward, thanks.
What's so
Because I'm totally proving my pro streamer potential here. All right. Oh, some Mr. Destructoids, thanks. All right, so I'm not going to be paying a lot of attention to the chat as we play this. I'd like to welcome everyone to Conscripted. This is a story all about a group of members of the RA4 military. The people we have with you, if you've seen the intros, have almost all had a chance to introduce themselves, aside from Ozzy, who we'll run into a little bit later. But I will allow the conscripted to introduce themselves as we go through once more and give me a brief description for everybody at home that may or may not ever watch or listen to this. We'll start with, I'm going to start from what is my top left, or at least the table's top left. So, Shaq Saga. Go ahead and give us your details.
So I am Shaq Saga. I am a hobgoblin golem. And my whole thing is I like to test out new golem fists. And I may have had a few failed tests that got me thrown into the military.
And what is your race?
I said that I'm a hobgoblin.
Oh, did you say hobgoblin? I missed that. I'm so sorry. It has been a long day.
By the way, I'm a hobgoblin.
Arius, how about you? I did that right?
Yes, perfect.
Yes, I got it.
So I'm playing Arius Stormclaw. He's a human sorcerer. He's kind of average looking. He's, I think I said human. So he's average height and weight. Although he's a lot more muscular than you would expect from a type of spellcaster. So he's gotten his hands dirty, you can tell. He's got light blue eyes, dark brown hair. Kind of wears simple robes lined with dark blue on the inside, and it's kind of a plain gray on the outside. And he's not a huge fan of demons. When he was younger, his small village was overtaken by them, and he kind of survived and was whisked away. And he kind of his whole backstory is kind of a mystery from that point. But he kind of just has a distaste for anything demonic in that region.
And since Ozzy is not here at the moment, let's move on to Jack.
All right, Jack, human archer, pretty much had a mysterious childhood, became a criminal, ex-smuggler, joined the army.
Excellent. So, where we begin. Each of you has just gone through your trials that each of you had experienced. Some of you had more overall successful situations, some of you less. But you are all faring pretty well this day. You've gotten your healing as you came back into town. You are given the promise that you will meet with your new team and that you will be given a responsibility when the sun comes up. All of you can sleep probably pretty well. So now that you have a group, now that you are accepted as like official conscripts that will be setting out on your first mission, you'll find that rather than having to sleep on the ground or fight for a tent, tents are kind of a little more open and available to you. Like you can go up, and anyone who's not like officially accepted automatically kind of has to stand down from your position without you having to kind of stake your claim. So you can get a little bit more positive sleep that way, to get you nice and rested. You'll notice that like when other people fight the authority, you'll see like other accepted conscripts will come over and kind of help force people to like, no, this is his. You back the fuck away. Is there anything over the evening that you guys might have some curiousness about that goes on in the camp overnight? Or are you guys just going to head to sleep?
I think I'm good with sleeping.
Okay. So you rest easy. The following morning, there is a person who is wandering about the camp, handing out slips of paper, checking people's names, and then handing out slips of paper to them. As all the newly conscripted are kind of standing in a semicircle around the camp. Presumably, you guys go to meet them, or if you're one of the early risers, you are one of the first people there. Each of you is given a slip of paper with a number on it, and then it is your responsibility to find people with the matching number. So you guys are all given the number 12.
Okay.
How do you go about finding your companions? Your soon-to-be companions, I should say.
Am I able to use a jolt spell but make it in a number in the sky? Could I do that?
Let me look at Jolt real quick. Hold on. I feel like yes.
Probably not.
No,
Probably at least use it to scorch mark the number.
Oh, I
into
could carve
something.
12 into something? Yeah, could do that.
I'll sort of say that you can electrify the air in a way that makes like a very brief 13 pop or 12 pop up. The party can give me a really quick perception to try to see it.
Okay, so I'll just breathe in deep, push around me to make sure there's room, and I'll cast a quick bolt of lightning in the air that creates a 12 briefly.
All right. You automatically succeed if you roll a 12. Michelle, I don't know why your characters have a history of this, but yeah, you are completely like you're staring at your number 12 and thinking about what the number 12 means to you and whether or not this is like a number that really feels Shack Saga. Jack, you are just like, oh yeah, that looks like a 12.
All right, head over.
Okay. So Jack will find his way over to you, Arius.
Yeah, I'll hold up my sheet. Yeah, 12.
Ha. So is there just two of us, or are we looking for more people?
You do notice that most people are bunching up into groups of at least 4 or 5.
I feel like I'm just standing on my own currently, like staring at the sheet of paper.
Eventually, that is what happens. Like, eventually, the groups kind of move their own separate ways, and there is like one singular person just kind of floating there in the center of all these like masses of groups, staring at the number on the sheet of paper.
That one over there looks confused. Should we go see what's going on?
Yeah.
All right.
You cruise on over. She's kind of holding the paper out at an angle, so it's clear to see that there's a number 12 in her hand, as she seems to be contemplating very deeply the intricacies of what the number 12 is.
I'll walk up and noticing she has her eyes on her paper, I'll kind of excuse me.
Are you gonna respond to his greeting?
My brain stopped.
Hence the
I can
one
tell.
perception.
Can I see? Do you have the number 12 on? I kind of start speaking slower. Do you have the number 12? And I kind of just show her the paper.
Yeah, do you know what it means? Like, I feel like there's some deeper meaning to this number, but I'm not sure what it could be.
Oh.
Well,
Lynn Barbarian, I assume?
well, let's not assume the worst of us. I'm Arius, and I don't think I got your name. I'm pointing at the rain.
Yeah,
rogue.
Ranger. Ranger Rogue. Ranger Rogue, you gonna answer that question?
What?
Ranger Rogue.
I said I didn't catch your name.
Oh yeah, Jack. The connection is like still being horrible.
Yeah, I'm gonna switch us back to U.S. Central.
Okay.
It is just in general kind of bad today.
Hmm?
I've been dipping down pretty badly as well, so I don't know if anybody else has been noticing like flips in communication here and there.
Nah, I've had no issues.
But I've got no drop frames on my stream, so I know it's not the internet connection.
Did Tom just leave? Or
No,
No.
he's still there.
Oh, I don't see his video.
It'll pop up here shortly.
Okay.
There's also yet another update to Discord. We were in the process of streaming, and there's another update to Discord.
Ah.
All right. So Jack has introduced himself.
And you, confused one, your name?
Shack Saga.
Shaq Saga. Quite the mouthful. I'm glad
You
you
got
at
no
least
problem
speak
with
common. Oh, no problem. Just perhaps maybe open your eyes a bit to your surroundings when we venture out. And if you didn't notice, I had a big 12, kind of electrifying, not a big deal, whatever.
I assume it was impressive.
Oh, it was. Jack, you saw it. It was impressive, right?
Yeah, sure.
Alright.
So what do you guys think? Any other people? Maybe they overslept, or do you
Well-
think it's just the three of us?
After a little bit of time, while you guys were having this little discussion, a one of the holy people, you can kind of identify the holy people of the campsite from other people that just happen to follow clerics. They're wearing very specifically colored armor, which has these like red and white strips of fabric that hang down off the shoulders. They move. What the cleric moves over to the three of you. This is 12, correct? I saw the little flash of light in the sky.
Ha! At least someone saw it. Yes, that's us. Are you joining our group?
No, we have a small bit of bad news. You were set to have 4 people. You were actually supposed to be a group of the more exceptional choices. However, your friend ended up with your other companion ended up with a bout of filth fever, and unfortunately, it wasn't treated as quickly as it should have been. So he's in an intensive care situation. He has high accolades from his group that he traveled with. So if we can manage to help him recover, we expect that he'll be a valuable asset. But he is not responding properly to our clerical magics. We're rather concerned that either one, he is stubbornly refusing them because the fever has gotten him too greatly, or 2, he's just a mulehead that doesn't want to take curatives properly. So unfortunately, the 3 of you will have to journey off on your own in the time being. We should warn you that travels with less than 4 people can be a little bit more dangerous, but we are willing to attempt to help you in this circumstance. He reaches into a bag and pulls out 3 necklaces and hands one to each of you. You notice that on the necklace there are 3 symbols on it. The symbols are of a fist. These are curative necklaces. If you double tap on one of the symbols, you will instantly get a burst of healing. These will replenish every day, but only one will replenish per day
Out of the 3?
out of the 3.
Interesting.
So use them wisely. Don't waste them when you have a minor cut or bruise. And don't think...
these are
Yes. And don't expect
These are-
that emptying them is your best course of action.
okay. So these are kind of like a big boost to healing, not for cuts and bruises.
Yes.
Good. Well, from your description of our missing companion, these sounds more useful anyway.
They could be quite helpful. We are issuing a few of these to a handful of groups we think have greater potential.
Groups that have greater potential. Did you see the 12 in the air?
Yes, that's why we are issuing one to you.
Good.
Unlike some of the rest of the people who simply went rounds, the 3 of you were all able to deal with the problems that were set before you.
All right.
Now, that leads us to the next thing. We have an assignment for you that should be fairly simple and straightforward. There is a small town to the northwest of here called Mukmak. And you may actually be able to see it on the map. I don't remember if I made it on the GM layer or not. I did make it on the GM layer, so let me move that to the map layer. There is Mukmak.
It's the green square.
That is the thing that you should be seeing.
All right.
Okay.
Mukmak is a relatively young little village. It was founded by a group of goblins who left the mountains not too long ago. They settled down in that area, brought several stones with them in the process, and began building. We're not quite sure what their level of hostility is at the moment, but we don't have high expectations. We do know, however, that they're on our land, and that means they can pay our fees. So, if they're good enough, if they're strong enough at this point and have enough resources that they can start a village, certainly they have enough resources that they can pay their taxes. And that is where you'll come in. Head to Mukmak, get a good layout of the village, collect their taxes. We're going to start off very small with them. You merely need to acquire the equivalent of 100 gold for them to be successful at acquiring their at paying their taxes. Now, remember, you don't necessarily have to bring back money. It can be objects or valuables worth roughly 100 gold. But they will need to be returned back here to me. And you can find me in the cleric's tent over there. I will give you real quick the camp map so you can see. The clerical tent is the tent to the northwest on the map, which is here, in case you are here, in case you are curious. This will kind of be the operating procedure for missions going forward. As you complete the tasks we have, return to the tent. I will be your primary contact, so you will communicate with me. I realize that I haven't done one very important thing considering we are having this conversation, which is provided you with my name. I am Tinelli.
Nice to meet you.
Same. And I am excited to have you as one of my teams. I think together we'll get quite a lot of good work done. It is also important that you know that we have decided that one of you is better suited to be in command of this group. He reaches into a pouch and he pulls out a small scroll that is wrapped with an insignia that has a fist on it, similar to the symbol that is on your healing necklaces. Upon offering this to you and opening it, you'll feel your power grow slightly. You will also be emblazoned with a irremovable icon on your left shoulder. It will be the fist of the military. You will be I don't remember the term I had for it because it is now escaping my brain like so much else has today. But you will be the leader of your team, and what they do will ultimately be your responsibility. Now, before I hand this to the person I think would be best in this situation, I am curious. Do one of you think you are deserving of this? Or do one of you think one of your companions are deserving of this?
Well, I'm probably the best fighter, so I mean, I just probably deserve it.
I agree.
Unexpected. Well,
I know you probably expected me, right?
well then. I believe that unless Shaq Saga has any objections,
She's just standing there taking notes.
okay. This will be handed to Jack. Jack, you are now party leader. You gain a level, so go up to the minimum for next level. And the fist is upon you. So you can level as we go. It should be pretty easy for you to level up, correct?
Yeah, I mean, I have my feet written down. I'm getting this rapid shot here.
Yep. Excellent.
I mean, my archery combat style gives me a rapid shot.
Right.
That's what I meant.
I remember. We should inform you as well. We sent another crew out to investigate Mukmak, and they did not return. If you should happen to find out what happened to them, please report those findings as well. If they are dead, that is of less significance, but if you believe they've run, report it to us immediately. It is important that we find anyone who believes they can escape the military.
Hold on there, Tanilli.
Here, I was leveling. I didn't hear what they just said. That sounded like it might have been important.
There's a group that was supposed to be investigating Mukmak and never returned. So they want to know why. They're less concerned if you find out they're dead. They are most concerned if you find out that they have fled, if they are attempting to flee.
Okay.
Hold on there, Tanilli.
Why?
I may be speaking out of turn here, but sounds like you're less concerned if the goblins had killed them. Aren't we concerned about groups just willy-nilly killing our own people?
Oh, I mean, if the goblins killed them, that's a much different story. But
Okay.
we didn't have the highest expectations for the group that we sent out. They were one of the low number groups.
Ah, okay. So you don't even think they made it there?
I half expect they either, one, tried to flee, or two, probably got eaten by something pretty big. My personal hopes are maybe a lion. It's got a nice got a nice slaughter pattern. Very interesting to find the remains of a body freshly killed by a nice big lion.
Lions are pretty easy to take down. I'm not worried about that. I've killed one already, you know?
Oh, have you? I do remember your party saying something about you delivering the final blow.
Yeah, something like that.
They spoke very highly of you, by the way. They asked that if you return from your first mission, I offer a gift to you that they've set aside specifically for you.
Oh. Can I get that now, or?
Unfortunately not. They were very insistent that you need to survive your first quest in
Oh,
order
really?
to earn it.
Did they leave you their names at least? They promised me that.
Ah, they did. But I
that
think
part
it
of
should
the
go with
reward?
the gift as well. I feel it's
Okay.
more fitting that way. It's a good reward, you know? You'll go out, you'll adventure, you'll, learn the value of doing your job, you know?
All right, that's fair enough.
Perfect. You may set out as early as you wish. You have 2 weeks to complete this task. You likely won't need 2 weeks, but we always like to give additional time. You never quite know what problems may be happening in the town, so you have a good amount of time. We also believe it's very important that you make time to rest. We're not going to be sending you on mission after mission after mission unless that's specifically what you want. If your idea of rest is constant killing, we'll be happy to facilitate you with those means. However, if that is not your desire, then make sure you take time during these times as well to do the things you need to for yourself. Keep in mind, though, if we get regular reports from the villages that you visited that there are still problematic creatures prowling around, we will reevaluate the value of your group to our organization, and we will place you in a different role if necessary.
Right, so how come it's not letting me modify my level or
You do that on the
saves?
third tab, remember? So if you go to the configuration, you set your level to 2 there, and then you set your saves there.
Okay.
So your saves are actually probably off, because if you put them into temps, that is the incorrect place. Oh, they're off because they don't even have their base in there. So okay.
Yeah, I just had zeros.
Okay. Well, glad you didn't have anything that was save related.
I mean, I would have noticed when I went to roll it.
Just theoretically. All right. So, do you guys want to head off right away?
What do I got to do for rolling hit points?
You can either take the slightly above average of half plus 1, or you can roll and re-roll on your d8s, right, or d10s.
D10.
So you will re-roll on 1, 2, or 3. Roll it in the chat.
I mean, there's a button for me to roll it here on the sheet.
Yes, you can do that. Yep. If you hit your hit points, I believe is what will do it. Yep, that is. Your roll was a 5. No, your roll was a. That 1. What is that?
Yeah, 5
Okay.
plus 2 plus 1. Yeah,
Yep.
that's accurate.
Cool.
I don't know how it has my human plus 1 hit point thing there.
Because you have it.
But
You have
it
that
does.
checked as your favorite class.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
All right. So, you guys have the option. You can leave right away. There are things in the camp that you can buy if you need to acquire some goods before you go. That is what the bottom tent is. There is a small, like, trading area in there where you can exchange goods or money for various items. One of the things that you will notice is that some of you will have different coin from each other. All coin that you acquire is basically treated to be the same, but different regions might have different coins depending upon how long that town has been in place or that city has been in place. Some cities have old coin, which might bear the old country on it. Some countries might have middle coin. Middle coin has the regional designation on it. And some places might have new coin. New coin has the unified RA4 with the symbol of the chain wrapped around the outside of the coin, and the number 1 on the coin. So what do the three of you want to do to start?
So you said all coin is fine from the goblins?
Yes, all coin is fine. As long as you are getting coin, it is acceptable coin.
Well, and then we don't even have to specifically get coin, right?
No, you do not have to specifically get coin.
Perfect.
Anybody want to make any acquisitions or need to make any acquisitions before you guys head out?
I think I'm good.
All right.
I mean, I can probably grab some more arrows.
Okay. And how are you guys doing on food?
I have rations for 5 days.
Okay.
Would we have gotten this information, like how long the journey is supposed to take and all that, or do we have to like inquire about all that stuff?
You can. So they will tell you that the journey is not too far. You should be able to get there within about the day. Okay. If we draw out the line real quick from the camp to there, it's about 16 miles. So you can theoretically make it in a little under a day's travel if you assume people move at 3 miles an hour. Math right. So yeah, about 5 hours journey roughly, closer to 6.
I'll turn to the other two and just say, do any of you have anything to help with camping outdoors if need be? Because I just have a simple bedroll with me. Do you think we'll need anything more extravagant?
You know, I didn't even think about that.
So they don't have like stuff we can just grab like here, like some arrows and like some rations?
You can go check out like what they might have and what is available.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
No, I don't have anything for camping outside. Let's go check if they got some that we can grab.
Okay. So you head on over to the tent. The first thing you notice is that you are allowed a minimum stipend of arrows. So presently, Tom, how many arrows do you have?
10.
Okay. You are up to. They give you 10 additional arrows. That is on the house. You're expected to kind of carry a minimum of 20 arrows at all times. So they will keep you stocked at least to a minimum of 20, so long as you're not like going out, blowing 20 arrows out in the field, coming back an hour later and asking for a refill. But if you're like, as you come back from a journey, if you ever dip below 20, they will offer you 20 for free. Or they will offer you whatever the difference is to get to 20 for free.
All right, sounds good.
As far as food and other supplies, aside from the free armor that they'll offer you, the leather armor.
Studded leather, right?
Studded leather, yes. You are responsible for paying for all the rest of your stuff. Meals are provided for you while you're in the camp, but meals are not provided for you after you leave the camp. So if you want rations, you will have to acquire your own rations. The reason they say that is because rations are not something they produce here. There's not a lot of like food processing stuff here to make stable multi-day, foods. So they have to get those from other places, and that requires like an actual amount of traveling and recovery. While you're on the road, you can recover it via the same means if you'd like. You're not required to buy them from here, but they do have to charge for them as a way to compensate for the losses they're having in that direction. They can make as many arrows as they need. They can't necessarily make all the, the shelf stable food that they need.
And what about camping supplies for missions?
You can requisition a tent if you would like. You requisition a tent as a group. It is a 4-person tent. If anything happens to that tent, you owe the camp for the tent, and you must check the tent back in at the end of your mission. So basically, the scroll that you're given is what you can hand over to them, and that scroll they will exchange it for the tent. There are a number of items that you can requisition using that, but you have to reach a specific tier before you can acquire some of the bigger level items.
All right, I'm requisitioning a tent for the mission.
Excellent.
And they're also going to put adaptive bow on my bow for free?
Nope.
I need it for the mission, though.
No, you don't need it for the mission. You need to prove yourself on the mission.
But my strength bonus
means nothing right now for your ranged attacks. Isn't it interesting how that works?
Do they have composite longbows for me to...
They have composite longbows for you to purchase. But they don't consider you valuable enough to waste a composite longbow on.
Okay.
Anybody else want to acquire anything else while they're here?
No, not me.
I would like to get some food.
Okay. So rations are pretty straightforward. I forget their price off the top of my head.
Well, hold up before you buy that. Either you guys able to try and sweet talk them into getting us some free rations. I'm trying to evaluate the team skills here.
I mean, do you ask me this on the side?
Yeah, I'm asking. I'm asking both of you guys.
I mean, I could, but I'd prefer to have a conversation with you before I willy-nilly dish out my talents to you. Perhaps they can't be expensive. Perhaps just buy them now, and we'll talk about it later.
All right, I'm definitely pickpocketing a ration off of him.
That is a little rough to do, so I would not recommend doing that during the day, but you're welcome to try if you'd like.
Alright.
Rations, however, are regular price. You can get them for 5 silver pieces each, and they weigh roughly 1 pound.
Tell you what, I got 5 rations on me. Let's just go. I had enough of this window shopping. We can use my rations for this journey. Sound good?
Yeah, sounds good.
Fair enough for me.
All right. Sounds like you are heading out on the road.
Before we head out, I want to take the party aside and just talk to them for a sec.
Sure.
That's okay. So, Jack, as you may have maybe had a feeling of, it looked like he was going to give me the party leader, but I kind of offered it to you if you kind of see it that way. I want to know what kind of man you are before I just follow you out, and I'm sure Shak Saga here wants to know as well.
I open up my notebook to start taking notes.
Oh, well, I mean, I'm the type of guy who's going to get this gold from these goblins. Get us advanced in our military careers.
All right. Fair enough. I'm okay with that, and I'll just start heading out with them.
Okay. All right. Well, the road is non-existent. You are going to be doing a lot of traveling across the open fields and plains of the northeast of RA4.
Should we decide marching order?
That is an important thing to do, which is why your figures are on the board there. Go ahead and give me in order of your party. With the top of the screen being the direction you're walking in, and the bottom obviously being behind you.
Whoa, Jack. Like you said, you're very strong. I think I should take up the rear. And I'll kind of move to the back of the party.
Okay.
Well, here's the thing, though. Both of us are ranged. Shek Saga is close. So, like,
move both of you
we
guys
don't-
actually up a little bit, so that you guys can have your little, like, who's going to be furthest in back. Give me.
Well,
selection ball.
I'm saying we're fine. We're fine being in the same position back, just next to each other.
But you got the big fist on yourself, don't you? So you want to be showing some face in the front? Well, at least closer to it.
I mean, if you want us to all die, then sure, I'll front line.
Whoa. I didn't say go in the
Because-
front. I just said in front of me. You see my robes? I'm not heavily armored. I'm not as. You look very nimble. I'm more of a from the behind the scenes kind of guy. I mean, if you want to walk and hold my hand or something, whatever you're into, but I'd prefer to follow you. I mean, that's why I let you take the lead, right?
I'm good here.
Oh god. All right.
Shek Saga is apparently leaving.
I'll step in front of the cowardly Jack.
Okay.
I'll walk in front of you, Jack. Don't worry. I'll keep you safe.
Okay, so you're doing kind of a straight line marching order then?
No,
Yeah.
I'm going back up next to him, and then I'm gonna do what he said. I'm gonna grab his hand, start swinging it back and.
Alright, give me an attack roll, or if Arius wants to allow it, he can allow it.
I'm resisting the hand holding.
Alright, give me an attack roll to try to grab his hand. CMB versus CMD. This is effectively a grapple. I am also ruling that so long as you're holding each other's hands, you are both denied your dex bonus to AC, so...
My CMD is 15.
that he grabs you, he like comes up and grabs hold of your hand and starts like swinging it right beside you.
Oh god. All right. Well,
I take note of this.
Shaksaga, no, leave this out of the note.
So I may have forgotten to get an eraser, so that's kind of a no.
All right, whatever. Let's just go.
Alright, so you make your way down the path.
Alright, well, hold on. Before we make our perceptions here, somebody have, like, survival so we know we're going in the right direction?
Ooh, no, I wanted you guys
There's
to
no
be
path.
traveling without survival, and then I just start rolling random encounters.
I do not.
Check, Saga, you got survival?
No.
Alright, so I guess I'm gonna be rolling our survival here.
Alright.
Ooh,
8.
beautiful.
Alright, so
Alright.
you guys are heading in 100% the right direction.
Alright, and I'm gonna percept for enemies.
Sure. Oh, Jesus. Oh,
And
Lord
we all
Jesus,
die.
it's a fire. Alright, I'm excited. I am now officially excited. Let's see what we got
About
going
time.
on here. So that is... Okay. So you guys are traveling along. you over to this wonderful little field that you're walking through. Oops, wrong field. Wrong field. That's not correct. Pretend that didn't happen. It was showing blank on my thing, so I thought it was the blank field. Turns out I didn't make the blank field. Yeah. Hey, for somebody who's on like his 15th session of using Roll20, I think I'm doing okay. Don't think I'm doing good though.
Oh, you're doing amazing.
All right, so I'm gonna make sure I mark these correctly. Have that confusion again, and let's go ahead and grab your party. Drop them on. Alright, so everybody should see their characters, and let's reorient your group to the direction you are traveling. At least the direction you believe you are traveling. Alright, so, I don't know why Jack and Arius are nearly in the same X, but that's not a big deal.
Well, I think you know why we're holding hands, prancing down the road here.
It sounded like some judgment going on. There's no judging here.
I'm sorry, yes, no judgment here. This is a judgment-free zone.
Good.
So as you are traveling along, everything seems to be pretty nice, and you're having a great little time wandering the outskirts of the camp. When there's a bit of a loud rumbling sound that's coming from the distance somewhere, and Jack, you start to, like, at first you think, you know, maybe somebody's stomach is rumbling. You don't feel like maybe you should ask anybody about it. You know, or Arius, you're kind of like doing the whole, he's the party leader, I'm going to let him, like, decide when it's time to take action. And Shaq Saga, you're of course, you know, making sure you're keeping good notes on the territory. You were told to, like, get a good idea of the landscape around the area, so you're, like, very focused on that. And from behind you, I'm not going to be able to find, am I? It's a... Alright, comes a rather large bison. I was looking for a bison mini, but my search for mini gives me firearms. So clearly there's some kind of gun called a bison.
Jeez.
So I think
I
in
believe it.
time we will simply use a large, like, big asset. Actually, let's do buffalo. I should be able to find a buffalo. That's what happens when you don't have the extra hours you thought you were going to have. That looks stumpy. Size large, so come on, stretch, one more. There you go. Okay, and this doesn't deal with X's very well. Well, almost looks like a bear, actually.
Yeah.
And it comes charging in. I'm gonna rule that the 8 is enough to catch it before it actually gets a surprise on you, because it is a rather loud creature, but not enough to necessarily get any sort of advanced notice of it. So I'm going to need everyone to go ahead and give me initiative. You also notice that this doesn't appear to be a normal bison. There is a very soft blue glow that seems to be emanating from this bison as it comes forward.
Oh, whoops. I didn't select my dude first. Should I roll again?
No, we can add you to the initiative. Which I can still manually. Let's just. There we go. Jack.
Did I get the first nat 1?
It's a good omen, right? The bison goes on. Oops. Shrink that one and use this one. On 9. Jack also goes on 9. Jack, what's your initiative bonus?
+5. Yeah.
Okay, so you are definitely going before it. All right. Oops, not what I meant to do. Want to sort descending. Thank you. All right, so Shaq Saga, you are up first.
Time to one-hit that bison.
Charge in, shows what you're made of.
Can I run around my 2 companions
You
and
can.
run up to it and give it a punch across?
You can move swiftly around your 2 companions. Each of the hexes is 5 feet. You have 30 feet of movement. So you can move however you need to. You can also move straight through your companions. They'll kind of, well, they would normally move out of the way, except that they're still holding hands until they reach their initiative.
She's gonna try and run through. We're gonna clothesline her.
Yeah, I'm going around.
Okay. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. You got 5 more feet of movement. If you just want to move and then do something else. Otherwise, you can double move to make it to the thing, but you will not be able to attack it.
So I currently can't really charge it.
No, you cannot. In order to charge it, you need to have a straight line with nothing in your way.
Okay.
And you were basically drawing the shortest line to it. So from where you were before, your line would be like that, and you'd be running right through their hand-holding, and they're going to have none of that. But you can get right up in front of it. You've only moved 25 feet so far. So you can definitely, if you want, move another 25 or 20 feet to get within range of it. If you want to be right there in the front of combat with it.
I'm gonna move a little closer,
Okay.
but not right in front of its face.
All right. So that's going to take us then to Jack, actually. What do you want to do here, Jack?
I mean, I guess I'll let go of Varus's hand, pull out greatsword, and charge.
All right. Unfortunately, that is not going to be a charge. You can move, but you need the shortest line from there forward. So
Okay,
you would
yeah.
have to move straight through Shaq Saga to do that. But you can move and get your attack. You just won't get
So
plus
wait,
2
I
to
can
attack.
go there and it would be a charge?
Hello.
From where you're
friend.
standing, you would have to move through Shaq Saga's circle to get there.
Okay.
So you or hex to get there. So you can move to there and make a regular attack.
Okay, so, well, I'm gonna move slightly differently then.
Okay.
Let's see. No, I gotta move there. Yeah, I was right.
Thanks for the follow, Luke.
If I want to attack at least, which I do.
Okay, go for it. An 8 is not a hit, even though it is technically charging. So that will take us to it. And it is going to make its attack on you, Tom.
It is?
Indeed it is.
It doesn't want to just walk past and let me get a attack opportunity or something?
No, it's not really interested, because now you're in its way. Actually, it's probably going to just want to keep moving. Just want to double check here. Because it's already on the move. Yeah, so it's going to go ahead and try to push its way past you. It does not provoke an AO because it is just going to try to bull rush you.
All right.
Does an 18 beat your CMD?
Yep.
By how many points?
3. I have a 15.
Okay, let me look up bull rush again. I don't use this very often. I believe you are pushed back for 5 for every 5 that it exceeds. It actually is a +2 that's not being counted there. So it will move you back 5 feet.
All right.
It will move forward 5 feet. And that is all it will do for right now, since neither of you have attacked it. It just wants you to get the fuck out of the way. It was running through here, and you got in its way.
Right.
Arius.
Hey, I gotta be back in a second.
Go,
Is that
go ahead. Yeah, that's fine. Arius, you're up.
All right, I will move. So you said it looks like it's just trying to keep going. It's not trying to fight Jack.
Yeah, like Jax moved up, and because Jax didn't land a hit, it's not concerning itself. It doesn't feel fear for its life. It just wants to keep running where it was running.
Okay.
But Jax has kind of avoided that by like kind of getting pressed in the way of its path.
All right, so I'll move here. That's 30 feet, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
And I will not be firing to melee with a touch range at this point, right? I kind of have a clear line of sight.
That is correct.
I kind of wanted to ask Jack before I started fighting it, though.
Okay.
If we should fight it.
You can choose to delay if you'd like.
Yeah, okay, I'll hold the Jolt spell ready to go if it makes an attack at someone.
Okay. Shek Saga. Your action.
And I'll kind of say to Shak Saga, perhaps it just wants to pass by. There's no need to murder an innocent creature.
Now, Shek Saga, how carnivorous are you? As a hobgoblin, just to give you some background. As a hobgoblin, you've enjoyed bison before. It's rather delicious. And if you could manage to down this, it looks like you guys could probably eat for a few days, if you could find a way to keep it well enough. Just want to throw that out there.
But do I know how magical bison taste?
You're not sure. You've never had a blue-tinted bison before. Alright, so Arius moved into position where he's at, Tom, and he was waiting. Go ahead and you can interact with him right now while Shock Saga's thinking.
Sure. So as my hand starts to glow with electricity, I say, Jack, perhaps we just let this creature pass. It doesn't look like it's threatening us. What do you say, party leader?
I mean, I was thinking we could eat this instead of the trail rations, but sure. No need to really waste resources, since you said you'd share your rations anyway.
Well, it's up to our hobgoblin friend. She's looking kind of hungry.
I mean, it would be delicious.
Alright, so what do you want to do? Last chance. Timer starts.
Can I punch it in the face?
You can move up and punch it in the face if you'd like.
I was asking the other party members.
Okay.
Alright,
Yeah.
do it.
All right.
Yeah, move into flanking with me, though.
All right, then I will run
Well, I
up
guess
and
you
punch
could
it.
charge, but no, flanking would probably be better because I don't think you'd be able to take it down in one hit.
All right, make your decision. Move your character and make your attack. Okay.
So you're charging?
Was that a charge, yes or no?
No.
Okay, make your attack.
Wait, if you're not moving into flanking, then do charge.
Maybe she doesn't want to take the the AC penalty.
Then you should move into flanking if you're not going to charge, though.
A 15 in this case is a hit. Well, it is the heat of battle. Things move quickly. Well, as much as you may have urged her to flank, she is not the tactician, and so she simply moves up and hits it for 9 points of damage.
And sorry, so my held spell will just go off on my next turn?
It will go off on Jack's turn. Because
Okay.
you were waiting until Jack's action to get
Yeah.
his authorization.
Sounds good.
All right, that'll take us to Jack. So, Arius, your action will go off first, since you had that conversation.
No,
Well, a fun attempt anyway. You prepare to thrust out your hand and throw your lightning forward, and your fingers just kind of zoom. Happens to all guys at some point.
some performance issues is not nothing to scoff at, guys.
All right, Jack, your action.
Alright, I'm gonna move 5 feet and attack.
All right.
And as my free action, I'm gonna say, Jack Saga, man, you need to move into flanking. You're not gonna be able to this turn, but maybe turn after.
All right, that is a solid hit. A 22 is a clear hit for 13 points of damage. You cleave off a large portion of this thing's skin, and it roars out in anger. But it is still standing. And it is going to turn its attention on the thing that hurt it most. Does a 27 hit?
No.
That is for 19 points of bludgeoning damage and 1 point of force damage.
Alright,
Jesus.
I'm at 0.
Okay, well, you are still standing at least at 0. That was what? Heavy, that was heavy damage. So that will take
Good thing
us.
it didn't hit you level 1 scrubs.
That will take us to Shaq Saga.
Time to waste up all the necklaces.
Shaq Saga, you watch as it turns and it runs a horn into Jack, and you can see a very large portion of his flesh get ripped away as the horn penetrates into his side.
Shaq Saga, 5 foot. Am I able to ping in some way?
Yeah, if you hold down the square that you want. Hold down in the area that you want.
5 foot.
Alright, what are you doing, Shaq Saga? Timer is starting.
So you want me to move right there?
Yeah, you won't be able to flank, but I can move into flanking
Okay.
on my turn.
I'll move
And
there
5
and then
foot-
I'll punch its stupid face.
Okay.
Yeah, 5 foot's a free action, so you can...
Anytime you make a full round action, you get a 5-foot step as a free action. And that is a crit threat with a confirmation. Sakshaga, you take your step over and you pull your arm way back, and you slam it in the side of the head. And your fists, you can feel your fist feel like it's about to break through the bones of its skull. However, this thing is still on its feet. It is heavily shaken, bleeding from its skull. It has a long scar of blood across the other side, streaming down it. As we go to Arius Stormclaw.
Alright. Enough of this. I'll move up. Wait, can I... How far is this? Can I go here, I guess? Is that flanking?
You will take an AO to do that, though.
Oh, yes. Okay, no, I won't do that then. We're just gonna go here.
Yep.
I'm gonna grow some claws.
Yep.
And I'm gonna claw this beast. That's 2 attacks.
Yes, your 14 misses, but your 19 hits. And with that hit, it goes
He's flanking.
down.
He's flanking with Shek Saga. Also.
Oh.
Okay.
That's still not a hit. But with the 19, that downs the Ether Bison. Well done, guys. Well done.
No, because I can't even activate this necklace without passing out. So.
Then you will then immediately come back up. You will go down to -1 and then go immediately back up to whatever the positive is.
Alright, guys. Yeah, I'm gonna have to use this necklace. I'm almost dead right here.
That's probably a good plan.
Alright, so
That's
what do
fine.
I gotta
I'm
do
sure
for
we won't
the...
need another one.
It is a Cure Light Wounds, so D8 plus 1. Oh,
Wait,
slash
how do I roll?
slash roll.
Slash roll. Okay.
Space. D8 plus 1. Oh,
Nice.
oh man. All right. Once Ryan gets back, I'm gonna need everybody to give me a perception as well.
Alright.
I'll just turn to the other two and like, first a lion, now a bison. All that is the list of things I've killed. As I has his blood running down my claws.
As
Alright,
long as we can eat it.
anyone have knowledge nature?
No.
Nature, anyone?
I don't think the guys who put this group together were very competent.
They didn't know all of
we
your
literally
skills.
Can't do anything.
They didn't know your
What?
skills. They knew you were all experts in combat. So they're sending you on a mission to go to a place where they think there's going to be shit tons of fighting goblins.
While I have my claws still out,
Mhm.
can I cut the stomach open like I saw that guy do to the lion?
Absolutely, you may cut the stomach open. Wide open.
I do, so any goodies come out?
Unfortunately not. Bison are herbivores, so if your goodies are the remains of plants, then sure, you get some goodies.
I kind of just turn to them and be like, I saw someone do this once. Turned out better for him. I will dismiss my claws at the disappointment of finding nothing.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm gonna chop off like a couple pieces to like grill up as like a steak later.
Okay. Sounds good. Yeah, you guys can chop up any bits and pieces of this you want and store them if you
I
have
mean,
some way to store them.
Like this thing, you said it looked kind of weird. It doesn't look like diseased or anything, right?
No, it is glowing blue. So anybody with spellcraft or knowledge arcana can give me either or.
I might. Let me see.
Or
What's
both.
blue, guys? It's kind
No,
of
I do not
bluey.
have those.
Okay, so Shaq Saga, you would recognize the blue aura as being very similar to the, like, a sort of a force aura that you would see when, like, magic missiles get cast. So the energy, the blue energy around it seems to be, like, it adds a little bit of toughness as you press it. Like, you have to push hard when you're, like, trying to cut through it, or you're trying to, like, you know, pull at the flesh, there's like a resistive energy that's kind of there, and you recognize that as the kind of energy you'd see from force. So this is known as an ether bison. This is basically a bison that's been woven up with magical energy. And they basically have a bit of a force bubble around them. A very thin one that's very easily malleable, but still a force bubble. And when they ram into things with their horns, that bubble kind of adds a little bit more oomph to a hit.
Alright guys, so got some steaks for us all.
Just you two. I'll stick with my rations. You don't need them now, right?
No?
Alright, Ryan, can you hear me? Are you there? Get over here! Hey, it worked! Holy shit, I'm Scorpion! Alright, so, Ozzy.
Yes.
You just watched. So you were rushing down. You were rushing along to try to get back to camp as quickly as you can. You've been trying to find your way, but you've been kind of losing your direction here and there. And periodically, like, you find a landmark that you remember, and so you change up your direction. But as you were running, you noticed in the distance there was a giant bison running its way down the plains, and so you kind of held back for a moment. Until you noticed, like, you turned your head a little bit to, like, look for a place to hide, and you noticed just ahead of it was a group of people traveling along the roadway. Two of them were holding hands. One of them was one of them with a giant metal arm was walking out in front of the rest of them. And that bison was basically on a collision course for the two of them. And so you start, like, running down this hill, to come towards them. Are you running to alert them about this? Are you running to help them? Are you running because you realize it's the perfect opportunity to run on the other side of the bison?
I want to assess the situation to make sure that handle the situation.
Okay. Give me a sense motive.
Any ranks in that?
Well, that is assessing the situation. Anything else is just looking at the situation.
I do have rank in that. Now, how do I use?
Click on the skill. Click on the skill's name. Yeah.
Click on sense motive. Oh.
All right. You get the impression watching them that they're getting as the bison gets in closer, they are probably going to go toe to toe with this bison.
Oh.
They have clearly not noticed it until the very last minute. But as they turn on it, they seem to be ready to fight it.
Way up there.
They're quite a ways up there. You're not on the map right now. That's how far away you are.
My way over there. They look like they're handling themselves. I'll go over there and it seems safe enough for me to make my way up there.
Sure. I need to give you a mini to use for right now. So I am going to give you... Let's see, who's nice and generic that I can give? Where is that little village person?
Give him Candor. Candor wants to break the fourth wall.
He gets to be this little guy here. I give control to you. Let's see.
And there's a little skull on the map.
Yeah, that's you.
The bison was just, by the time you reach the party, the bison is just being defeated by the party, and they're having a conversation about it. Arius, for some reason, is clawed into the stomach of this thing, and as you get within to hearing range, you can hear him say, "I saw another group do this."
I'm gonna speed up a little bit and make it look like I'm trying to reach them.
Okay. It is at that point that Jack, you notice somebody running towards the group.
All right, I'm I'm looking over. I still got my greatsword out.
Ryan, you should have control of being able to move your character at this point. If you click on it and drag it, you can move it around the board.
I do not see said character. Oops, where did I go? Oh, there he is. Wow. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, the most generic commoner ever.
At least I'm in color.
Yes, that's actually a negative, though, in this particular case. It means you're an enemy.
20, 25, 30, 40, 45, 60.
All right.
They pretty much killed it, right?
So, at this point, you are interacting with the party.
My Discord keeps freezing.
Yeah, the video's a little bit laggy. Are you
There
still
we
able to
go.
hear things okay?
No, like, it's entirely freezing.
Oh.
Alright, so, I don't know, I guess I'll sense motive, look and see if this dude's looking hostile.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a sense motive. No, he doesn't look hostile at all. All the blood running down him right now, leads you to believe that he's probably not capable of being hostile at this point. A good gust of wind looks like it might take him out.
So, you know.
Hey buddy, that bison snacking on you before it came down towards us?
Did I have an encounter with said bison prior to them?
No, you noticed it as it was coming, so you kept your distance, and we're gonna kind of let it go its way.
Oh no! This is all from something else.
That, by the way, if you want to know, was from a pack of lions.
God damn it!
An entire pack of lions?
Yes.
Oh yeah, this little minor wound. This is just from an entire pack of lions. Don't worry about it.
He says minor wound, and there's just blood dripping everywhere down his body.
Uh-huh. They don't happen to be following you or anything, are they?
Jack, don't worry. Didn't I tell you I killed a lion?
Oh
Sure, I
good.
can
You
take
kill
out
a
that.
pack of lions, though.
So,
Yeah, that's
Ozzy,
next on my list.
Ozzy, you're 100% sure they're not following you, but the only reason you're 100% sure they're not following you is because they were eating the rest of your group and didn't seem too interested in finishing you off.
No, they're not following me anymore.
Alright, I'm a sense motive again.
Yep. Yep, they're not following him. Or are they?
Alright. Well,
Me, I got away from them.
okay. So,
Jack,
where
I kinda whispered
are you
there.
headed?
I'll whisper to Jack before he says that. I'll just say, could this be one of the missing people from that party we're looking for?
Was
Might
I
be.
able to take down any of the lions, Steve?
Fuck no.
Oh, okay. Then I'm gonna totally omit that.
Okay.
There.
Where are you headed to?
Where was I headed to? Was I headed to Muckmire?
No, you were originally heading to Muckmack, and now you were trying to get back to the camp in the hopes that you don't get killed.
He's
Along
coming
the
from
way.
the other
I'm
direction.
heading to survival.
Yes, he is coming from the other direction. He is coming from the northwest, or what you assume to be the northwest.
How far out are we? Like,
You're
an hour?
you're about 4 hours out at this point.
Just coming from Muck.
You were coming from some distance out to Muckmack. You guys didn't make it. You were traveling, and then the lions were upon you. Probably about 4.5 hours out, something like that.
Oh, okay.
You guys were traveling a lot faster, which might be why you looked more like prey.
Yeah. We were just, making my way back to, to let them know what happened, about the lion encounter, and,
Okay, so you're just gonna tell us that, your whole party was killed, you managed to escape?
party, fortunate as I was, or as well endowed as I was, so as well as I did. But unfortunately, there was like lions, or 3 more than whatever the amount of lions there were. So, yeah, there was there's like 6 lions down on us, and unfortunately, I wasn't able to save any of them. But hit me too.
So, do you really think you're going to be able to make it back to camp alone, extremely bloodied, with things like the lions and magical bison out here?
Right?
Do what?
Right.
You may need to lean in a little bit. Your mic is doing a bad job picking you up.
You said I was at 1 hit point, right?
You are at 1 hit point with no spell points.
I was heading there, unless there was a better alternative that came up, and it is that better alternative. Hopefully.
All right, well, I mean, we're not going back to camp. We're heading out to a goblin town to collect some taxes, but
the same mission that I was
but
on.
if you'd prefer, you
Yes, it
could
is.
come with us, and we'll drop you off at some nearby town or whatever we pass through. Or if you're useful, you can probably just come back with us after.
Bring your mic up again. You cut out for the first.
Yeah, I guess I should. Dang it. Where are you guys heading to?
What was it? Blightmare?
Muckmack.
Muckmack.
Muck
Damn it,
what?
Jack.
Muckmack.
Janelle's gonna
Muckmack.
hear about this.
Where I was heading to until the lions have encroached on us.
So you were the group they sent ahead of us.
I'm not sure what you mean by that.
So were you working with the military to collect taxes from there?
Is that what I was doing?
Yes, that was your mission. You were supposed to go out there, get a good eye on the situation, and then return with the money.
I didn't return with any money, did I?
You didn't make it. Again, lions. All you know is lions.
That's what we were doing. The random lion attack that happened. Right.
Okay, and y'all sense motive once more to see.
Yep, he seems to be telling the truth.
All right, so hey, you're in luck. You get to complete that mission just as long as you can give us a hand. All right.
All right, so Ozzy, welcome to the group. Go ahead and give me your new marching order for your travels.
All right. Well, before we head out, I'm gonna go ahead and toss Shaka Saga and Ozzy bison steak.
Okay, just like a cut of bison.
Yeah.
Okay.
I sliced off.
Go ahead and give me a survival as well to determine about how good the cut of meat is, or profession cooking if you happen to have it. Okay, so you hand them like a hunk of meat that you managed to cut loose. Arius, I believe you said you were going to decline.
That's right. I'm
Okay.
not a barbarian.
All right, the rest of you can have some weight of meat.
Yeah, I'll bring 2 just in case he changes his mind.
Okay. So you can cut whatever weight you want. There is quite a bit of meat here to be had.
Okay, I'll probably just grab 2 pounds in for my inventory.
Okay. Go ahead and write it down in your character sheet, and I look forward to telling you about how the 2 pounds of meat in your backpack have rotted and are currently causing some of your items to smell horrible.
So-
Well, I mean, like we're probably eating them in like just a few hours. So,
Okay.
and steak is best at room temperature.
All right. So,
Actually, hold on. What is the temperature like out here?
it is pretty warm. In fact, you are out on the open plains. It is very rarely ever cold out in these parts. It is most often pretty temperate climate. Usually somewhere between about the high 70s, low 90s.
Okay.
Today it is 86 degrees.
So Ozzy, like, what are your skills?
I mean, I'm pretty adept at things.
Your mic up. Treat it like
sorry.
a mute button. Treat it like a mute button.
Yeah, I'm pretty adept at punching things, occasionally healing things. I don't have any kind of lion talking skills.
All right, no survival.
No.
And I guess by occasionally healing things, you mean not yourself by the state of you?
No, that's how I survived.
Hmm.
Other people, but happen priorities.
Well, as long as you didn't heal lions to help them.
Oh, I can assure you, I have not healed any lions today.
CLW, cure lion wounds.
Nice.
So, Ozzy, what would you say if we had a necklace that could help heal you?
I would say yes.
Shaksaga, want to give him your necklace?
Why me?
Oh, why not? Alright, never mind. You gotta earn it. Keep going.
All right. Is that the decision you're carrying on? Give me a marching order to start the process of moving on. And once we have a
Down or
marching
sideways?
order, yeah. Remember, you are going left on this map, not north, or not up, because you're going sort of northwesterly.
Ozzy, you're looking pretty wounded. Maybe I'll go behind Shaksaga.
Okay.
I mean, if we have about 8 hours to rest,
We're almost at the town, right? We don't need to rest.
Yeah, you're only if you estimate that you should only be a few hours out from the town. It was supposed to be about 6 hours. You've been traveling for about 4.
All right, so I mean, I guess I'll
Hopefully,
toss
right?
out another survival and then a perception
Yep.
because we're about to continue heading.
All right, go ahead and do that.
Actually, I'm gonna check with Ozzy one more time. Okay, so what about your direction sense? Is that you may not have survival, but you able to tell direction?
that way. And I point in the oh wait, sorry. Over there somewhere.
Do it again.
All right.
From that direction, roughly. It was a straight shot I came, right?
No, you came from you came from up here actually.
And that's the direction I point.
Okay.
Arius's head.
All right, but how confident are you in your direction sense? Like, can you get us to the town?
It was pretty much just open fields, right?
Yeah, it's pretty much just open fields.
Oh, I mean, if it's pretty much just a straight shot, the lions are at, and that's the concerned about eating.
So I'll let you go ahead and roll a survival.
All right.
Okay, excellent.
With 17.
So, With that survival, you guys can start traveling in what you are quite certain is northwest. And in addition, what is quite certainly not the direct direction of where you were almost eaten by lions. And with a 24 perception, you guys will successfully make it to the outskirts of the goblin town of the goblin village of Muckmack.
Perfect.
So, you guys should be looking at the map right now, correct? Just a quick overview map of Muckmack.
Yep, I see it.
So you guys are going to be coming in from the southeast. So down here, this map is, I didn't put a compass on it, but north. These are very large. There's a large line of boulders up here along the top. These have...
other map.
Huh? You're still on the other map?
On the other map still.
Okay, hold on. Hate when this happens. Alright, there you go. This is a long stretch of boulders, and they've made a pair of kind of loosely cut out roadways that look like they've been heavily traveled. One which seems to head off towards the mountains. The other one seems to wind a little ways southwest of the of this rather sprawling little kind of town campsite. Give me your perception is actually good enough as you get close. You notice the buildings look to be made out of some bits of rock and wood and mud. Very hastily assembled, but assembled well enough that you don't think anybody would be in immediate danger of death. One really big kind of mound exists in the center of all the things, which is right here. It almost looks like somebody's kind of built a micro volcano in the center of this place. There's kind of a tiered structure, looking as if you're looking kind of at the volcano as it kind of slopes down. But for some reason, after its eruption, bits of wood remained in the magma as it kind of flowed down, as it is a very dark and dingy kind of blackish brown encampment. And that is where I'd like to take a pause for a moment. So if you guys want to take about 3 minutes, I'm going to use the restroom and grab something to drink. That cool with everybody?
Yeah, I'm going to grab some water.
I'll pause also.
Cool. We'll be back shortly.